Hello everyone, it's DA here and welcome to the new episode of the Roundup. This is a series of episodes dedicated to answering questions and also kickstart your daily discussions. Remember, all you have to do is comment and yours could be featured on the next episode of the show. And if I get your questions or comments wrong, well, feel free to clarify in the comment section below and I will make sure that I pin that comment as well. So the first question of the list is by Dark Andre Zander. Now this is a lore conversation piece right here. He was concerned about the loopholes in the warframe lore. And with what we know about warframe from the sacrifice quest, how does alternate helmets even make any sense now? How is it possible to begin with? Well, I had the same question, believe it or not, I had the same question myself, and my guess is that maybe the helmets are pieces that can be put on the deformed tissue of the warframes, and that we only see the outside, which is just a piece of armor worn on top of that infected tissue. And if we take them off, we might look like the typical infested slob, and from what I know, we could even look like Nidus if we take them off, so that is a possibility. I hope that answers your question. Now the next one is about considering Tenogensi and Danas as canon since the Tenos made them in the new age of the system. Well, this is going to be a question by Nemesis Wolf, or let's say a comment by Nemesis Wolf, and I definitely see the validity of his point. Sadly, we also have people who will say otherwise and tell me that, hey, you know what, DE didn't say so, then it cannot be canon. But I definitely see your point and I think it should be considered as well. However, if anyone else feels the same way, please feel free to elaborate to get the discussion going in the comment section. Now this particular one is part of a large amount of questions. With what the devs have for us for the new war quest and the railjacks, will we be flying to the Tau system? Or more so, can the railjacks travel across that system? Well, the answer is possibly. At the end of the TennoCon railjack presentation, if you guys remembered, we saw something that looks like a hyperdrive at the tail of that railjack interceptor, and for a few seconds later, it also made an interstellar jump. Now, with the size of the Origin system, I highly doubt that we will just be flying at low speeds from orbit to orbit. We will have to travel from point to point using a light speed travel, and when we go to our missions, what we see at that point in time is the hyperspace. And since the Tenno is one with the void, you can never say never, because that means we will not be affected if we travel through the void. Now last one here is on Cephalons. How many Cephalons are there in Warframe? As far as I can tell, all these beings have the ability to tap into the Cephalon weave, and there must be thousands of them, but here is going to be my list of the ones we know so far. Cephalon Apnar is the one we know from the Conclave mode called Cephalon Capture. Cephalon Codilin or Codilin is the keeper of the knowledge acquired by Lotus. It was one of the only few Cephalons to communicate with people in our particular plane. However, the communication has stopped since 2016 since the individual no longer works for DE. We can say, you know, the Cephalon is lost to the weave. Now, Jordis, as we all know it, is the one that had been corrupted by infestation. It deals with dual personalities and it tries to fight the other voice within him. So that's all we know so far. However, if you want me to go deep into it, I will do that in the future. We also have Ordis, which is our very own ship Cephalon, and needs no particular introduction whatsoever because we know a lot about him to begin with. We have Cephalon Sarx, which is the other Conclave capture Cephalon, and he is often in PvP modes and other index modes as well. Now, since the Cephalons appear mostly on Corpus Tau sets, chances are that they were all captured by the Corpus at the end of the Orokin Empire, and they were also used as ship AIs for every Corpus capital ship, which will also explain why we have Jordis in the situation that he was in the Corpus ship. And considering the size of the Corpus faction, there must be thousands of Cephalons out there on each single ship. Now, we also have Samaris and Suda, who also need no introduction. We all know Cephalon Suda. We know Cephalon Samaris. I don't think I need to go deep into that. Now we also have Cephalon Vol, who is another Conclave capture mode Cephalon. She is more calm than the others and less annoying than Sarx and Apnar or Ordis, so she is basically one of my favorites so far. Lastly, we have Samadeus, and Samadeus is the Orokin responsible for creating all the Warframe and weapon mods, and I even have a lore video about him, so check it out if you like and you would like to know more about the Cephalon. But with that said, that rounds it up for this episode of the Roundup. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it was magnificent as you expected. And until next time, it's DA signing out. I'll see you in the next one.